Hey, what's up, guys? So, we're here for the grand final of World Cyber Games this year. Obviously, due to WCG's own streaming system, we're only going to be able to do the first map, unfortunately, since they're choosing to stream the maps 2 and 3 from the big stage on their own stream. But once the first map here ends, we're just going to hop over to the third place decider. So Corey, who do you think is the favorite going into this final, or do you think the teams are just too evenly matched to even decide?
Yeah, I mean, I think ESC has been performing a little bit worse lately than SK. So I think in terms of form, I think SK has been more consistent in the last couple months. So I think like in terms of consistency, I think SK has a little bit of an advantage. But whenever ESC gets to these type of finals, it doesn't really seem to matter how they've been playing for the rest of the tournament. They usually set their game up. They're like probably the best finals team at these big tournaments. So I think no matter how like badly ESC has been playing, they'll probably still be able to win this if they want to bad enough. But then again, SK does have a roster full of people that have never won a WCG, so this match is probably going to be really important to them just for winning a WCG. Robin's lost 2 finals. Force and Get Right have lost 1, but still never have won. Delpan's, I don't know if he's ever even been to a WCG.
No, he hasn't. Alright, so how do you think the maps work out for both teams? First map is Dust 2, second map will be Train, and if necessary, Tuscan will be played as a third map.
I would say that these maps are fairly even. I think Dust 2 is a pretty good map for SK, but I'm not sure if SK can handle the randomness that ESC will be able to throw at them. Like if ESC does that kind of cocky pushing that they like to do. I mean, I guess the good thing for SK is they have Get Right in lower. So he's the best player you'd want for someone to be in that lower area, wouldn't you agree? Like someone that's just going to play super gay, and he actually has the skill to kill 1 or 2 people if they push out on him. So I think that helps SK a bit, but I'd still say that ESC are going to play a lot more aggressive than SK will this whole match, and that could turn out really bad for SK if they're not fully prepared for it.
Yeah. At the same time, though, we saw SK play. Can't remember who they played earlier on. I think it was DTS. Yeah, they played DTS on Dust 2, and they were playing a really aggressive CT side themselves. It was a little more coordinated, but they were still doing a lot of pushes, and especially Delpan was hitting a ton of shots for them, as was Forest.
Yeah, I guess I don't count Oppers going as aggressive as much as I do Riflers on this map, but you're right. They were playing a lot more aggressive than I guess they usually do. I was just going to say that ESC, like, sometimes Neo will just, like, run up middle with a rifle and stuff, so they do play a little bit more aggressive with the rifles, at least, than with, yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I think that, I think SK's CT side on average is probably better and more consistent than ESC's, but I have a feeling, I think ESC's T side is, like, going to be a lot better on average than SK's on this map. I think I think T side suits ESC a lot more than it suits SK.
Yeah, I agree. So let's just jump a little ahead of ourselves for now. What about Train? How do you feel teams match up on Train?
I think it'll be another pretty even match. I mean, you have Delpen versus better Opper than those two. So I think in terms of opping, I think SK is going to have a little bit of an advantage unless Pasha and Neo are both opping in on form. Neo randomly opts. Like, it doesn't seem like there's really a reason for him opping. He just kind of does it, and sometimes Postal Rifle. But if Neo's on with the op, he's really deadly. But I think even if Neo's on, you know, Delpan is that kind of veteran opper that will be able to take him out. So it'll be interesting to see what ESC decides to do. I do think that the whole game will come down to CT. like T side of terrain. They've never been good at it. So I think they want to get as many CT side rounds as they can, whereas the pools are a little bit better on T. Well, actually a lot better on T. They're able to just randomly get like 9 or 10 rounds, even versus Navi we saw like a couple tournaments ago at SEC, I believe. Them getting 8-7 T side and 9-3ing them back. So, I mean, I would say that SK needs to get as many on CT as they can. And ESC should try to get, obviously, as many on CT as they can also, but, you know, I think they have a little bit more room to get rounds on T than SK.
Yeah, I mean, ESC is definitely a much stronger T-side train, especially on train, but even in general, I feel like SK is a really CT-sided team, whereas ESC is possibly even the best terrorist side team of all time. Now then, if it does go to Tuscan, even though neither one of these teams is super strong at it, wouldn't you still agree that that map probably favors SK a little bit, considering ESC's troubles they've always had on the map? And are you surprised ESC didn't actually remove it? Because I would have assumed that ESC would get rid of Tuscan as fast as they could.
I think it might come down to that ESC maybe isn't comfortable playing SK on Inferno, because ESC's Inferno has been kind of bad lately. So I don't know, maybe they practiced Tuscan and they decided to remove Inferno to maybe screw with teams, or just because they haven't been good on Inferno. I have no idea, but...
No, I mean, ESC has never been... Inferno's been like their other weak map this year.
Yeah, so, I mean, I definitely give the favor to SK on Tuscan. Even though SK doesn't really like it, I feel like SK... They've got a lot better on the T side of the map. I think maybe Swedes have finally found out how you can just walk around on the map, so, and how it's worked, so... The map does suit them in the sense that they can just do their 4-1s and kind of slow walks. CG side, ESC is going to play a lot more aggressive than SK, I feel like. But SK is going to be probably holding back for the start of each round, so we'll have to see if ESC's pushes can beat the holds. But SK on CT side, they're going to play passive most of the time. They're going to have, you know, Get Right and Forest and Delpan playing A, and just kind of playing that with Robin and Face at the secondary site. But they're not really big into pushes, so I think if you want to play that passive, and then it helps you out a lot.
So I guess we're probably waiting for all the players are moving once again, but I'm guessing what they were doing was the player introductions or something. And never mind, this map is not on the stage yet, so I guess both teams are just huddling up on the side, just